Yo, what is up? So, I've decided to literally look at my Undervolt again, literally starting again, because the thing I was thinking about is these drivers are actually better than they were the last time I was testing all this. So the last time I had a good look at it, I was losing performance at around minus 40, I think. I think it was around that because I'd done a video about Stellar Blade. And what I've noticed, so these are all new tests, I've been doing it most of the day. So at minus 15 millivolts I was getting 87 FPS average. So the clock speed will gradually go up each time you do slightly more aggressive undervolt. So I was getting 87, and it went up to 88 at minus 30 millivolts, minus 35, same. This game was a bit weird because it just didn't change at all from 88 FPS. So before I was losing performance when I was going to 40, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I believe it was 2 FPS I lost in Stellar Blade. So that confused me because I'm thinking, well, that's not what I saw before. So now I'm thinking, oh, the driver's better for overclocking. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, because I was getting more FPS in the other spot I was in. So I don't know if it was a spot or, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't really matter where I am because I'm just comparing it in exactly the same spot. So it shouldn't matter. I mean, I think the clock speed will go up, so you should. Before, I mean, as I said, you will be losing. You will get to a point where you will be losing performance. So from before, I knew that minus 50 millivolts. If I took it down to that, I would literally getting. I know I've got crashes in this game. The other one was Mirage, I think I had, and Bloom. This game here. So I need to test it all again because now I want to know if that was a driver issue now, because I haven't been getting any crashes with minus 45, minus 40. So, and as I said, I was getting some stutters. So what I've done, I've literally reinstalled my chipset, Adrenaline again. So I've done all that, and I've been playing around with it, and it seems smoother now. So I don't know, because it seemed a bit smoother once I'd done the undervolt more, because I was running on minus 25 millivolts. So I'm going to keep it at that, play about with it. So I haven't really got an answer to what I'm going to do with it just yet, but I've got all these benchmarks that I was looking at. So AC shadows, so I've done minus 15 millivolt to minus 45, and I did gain 1 FPS. So I thought it would have been more than that, but it turns out it wasn't. So again, the clock speed slightly goes up each time you put it up. So I suppose I am gaining, but for me, as I said this about, is it going to smooth my system out at a certain setting? Like, there was no difference in here in Final Fantasy 16. So minus 35 millivolts. So I left it for like 5 minutes, just in the same spot. So all these tests are done with me just literally standing there, not even moving the controller. So that is a difference there, but I don't think it means anything because I looked at all the other tests I did and didn't seem to make a difference. So this is the FPS. I thought I might as well do it because I did find a spot where it was actually pretty stable with the FPS. So it looked like I've got 2 more on this at minus 40 millivolts and minus 35 millivolts, 2 FPS less. So that was a 2 FPS gain. Pirate Yakuza, I think that was similar. Yeah, minus 15 millivolts, 119, well it's 120 average. I've got 1 FPS gain there on the average, but that was literally going up. I think that was pretty close to going to 122 as well. So I'd say it could be about 2 FPS if I would have waited longer. So that was interesting. This was a weird one because I don't know if it's because that's at 97%, because I was in just outside the NPC area. Well, I think I'm just in it, but I thought surely it would make a difference anyway. So 72, 72. The one thing I did do was I put it to, so I left the max power limit. That was still maxed out, but I just put the voltage at stock, which was 0, and I lost 1 FPS. But as soon as I done my undervolt again, it was literally the same. So that game literally, so it's going to depend on the game. So if you overclock / undervolt, it will depend on the game engine. Some game engines will sort of limit your clock speed, I think, or it won't go as high as you'd think. So the alters was quite interesting. So minus 15 millivolts, 193 FPS. Again, the latest drivers has definitely improved the FPS on this game. So that's what I was saying. That I think it was like 177 FPS before the drivers made a difference with SAM, the smart access memory. There's been a big jump in this. I think that was a FSR 4 quality I was using at 1440p ultra wide, so it's more demanding than the standards. So that'd be 3440. So 1 FPS gain here from minus 25 to minus 30. Now I think I ended up, is it minus 45, and I got 1 FPS gain there. So you're definitely getting more by the looks of it in certain games. Last of Us, I think that was the last game I did. I think it was a 1 FPS gain, so the clock speed goes up a bit more here, and then so it was a 1 FPS. I think that was close to going to 142. But a lot of these games, they sort of go up and down with the FPS, so you can't get a stable sort of reading. But it was definitely better from what I saw. It's just more solid, 141. That did go to 141 a couple of times, but then it went to 139. So it was definitely better with the minus 45 millivolts. So that's basically what you're seeing. So for me, I'm just going to have to literally test it all again, see if I can get certain games to smooth out. But again, I've tried it today, so I don't know if the drivers were making a difference, I don't know. Because when I first installed Adrenaline 25.6.3, it was pretty rough, and then I downloaded the Windows update and that seemed to smooth it out. But I just feel like, cause as I said, I come from the XTX, that felt smoother, and then I've got put the 9070 XT in, and it just felt a bit. It definitely, it's not terrible. Like, it sounds worse than I was. It's not as bad. Like, it's not something where you could say, oh, it's literally happening every minute and all that. It's just every now and then you get this odd stutter, and I'm wondering what that's about. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. But then this is what's confused me, because I was running on minus 25 millivolts, and then I've put it up to that. I thought surely it's going to get worse, but it seems pretty smooth today. So I don't know if the previous drivers were doing something where I was literally, it was just a bit unstable, because they were back then when I was testing it, they weren't as mature as they are now. So surely the drivers should be better now. So I might just have another look. I might even try -50 again. But I know I was getting crashes on that. So I don't think I'll be able to go to that. But it seems like, so really what I've got to do is decide what is the best footage undervote for me here out of all this. I know Nault's no good because I literally am losing 1 FPS with that still max, so I might as well save power if I'm losing FPS, even if it's only 1 FPS. So it's generally a good idea to undervote, but so I've got to find a sweet spot really for my GPU, because every GPU is different. But definitely, as I said, I think some people might be going a bit too mad with it, but then some people have better silicon. So this is just my experience of my graphics card really. I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but I'm just trying to show people like evidence of what I've found, and then people can compare it with their own results really, and just generally trying to find the best undervote for my 97 XT. Some results do make you wonder what's going on sometimes, but this I'm going to try and get a few more games tested. So as I said, some games will show you maybe that was literally zero difference with that. So some games, this is why you've got to test a lot of games at. But I'll just want to see what the best sort of sweet spot is, because I don't want to, as I said, you will get to a point of no return where you might say -50 or whatever, and your FPS is going down, because that's the reason I stopped, because at -40 I definitely got less. I think I'll have to have a look at my video, but I know there was a certain millivolt where I was getting 2 FPS less, so I'd have to have a look. I'm pretty sure, I think it was -40, and then I'll put it down to -30 and I'll gain 2 FPS, something like that. But now it's just totally changed after doing this test today on it. So I don't know if it was as I said, don't know if it was some sort of driver issue, because now the results are different. So now I'm not losing anything. The further I'm going, the more aggressive the undervote is. So I thought I'd just show people this because it's quite interesting. So it's probably going to take me about a month to have a good look at it, because I want to test out that game, a few other games. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.